Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. Welcome to another quick lesson today. This time it's a bit more heavy metal, so I'm wearing an Anvil t-shirt, but it's not for a song by the band Anvil, it's for a song by the band called Great White. From their debut album called Great White, released in 1984. Has to be said, this is their most heavy metal album. This album was very popular with me and my friends in 1984. I think they maybe supported Whitesnake on their UK tour in 84. Definitely supported someone. But this album is very metal compared to their later output. I think they may have been dropped after this actually, but it was quite popular here in the UK because it was quite metal. So this is for the opening track, Out of the Night. The guitar is played by a Mr. Mark Kendall on the original version. Now I have done a cover of this, only the rhythm guitar, so the expectation level of this lesson is I'm only doing the rhythm guitar, I'm not doing Mark's solos or anything like that. I will put a link down below to the cover version which I did of the rhythm guitar parts, which is on my other channel, so please do check that out if you want to subscribe there. That'd be quite good, but I'm going to try and keep the covers mostly to my other channel. So the tuning on this, I would say it's standard, but it's actually slightly sharp. In fact, it's almost a semitone sharp. It's about 45 cents sharp of normal tuning. So in the cover version, which is on my other channel with the link below, I have done tuned to the album version. I don't know if they sped the album up or not, so I've tuned to that on the cover, but for the purposes of this lesson, just to make it easier, I'm in standard 440 pitch. But please do be aware, if you take anything from this lesson, which I hope you do, and you play along with the original version on the album does appear to be sharp compared to standard pitch. So there is a lot of palm muting in this track and an open A. There's an open A pedal tone. So if you don't know what that is, so I'll try and move my guitar around. So we're just playing the open A string, but we are putting this part of our palm down here. So without the muting, it goes like this. And with the muting, it goes like this. Like that. See if I can move my guitar around, try and make it a bit clearer. So without palm muting, and with palm muting, kind of move my hand forward a bit and resting it just slightly forward of the bridge. So there is a lot of that in this lesson. It is in A, a lot of open A, palm muted, and then chords based on an F and a G. There's a lot of that in this song. So it's there's a main riff through the whole sort of song, which I will play, and then I'll show you how it goes. So the main riff, which is very similar, I have to say, to a UFO song from round about the same era, from the Paul Chapman era. It goes like this. Actually, the song begins with one of the best things ever, the pick slide. You slide the strings, and then it comes in to hit this double stop, like part of a C chord, basically the 5th fret of the D and G strings, with a bit of a tug, and then we're straight into the palm muted A, open A string. We belong to the night. So I'll play that slowly. So there's like a big slide in, and then the double stop, and then double stop again, the A, and then we hit a single note on the bottom E string, the G, 3rd fret. So I'll play that slowly. So it's da 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 da. Again, from the slide. I can't really do a very good slide because I'm not using much gain on this lesson. So anyway, so now this time what it does, it goes from, it sounds to me like a G power chord to an E power chord, which Mark is perhaps playing. The G power chord is up on the 10th fret of the A and the 12th fret of the D. Down 3 notes to an E power chord, which is the 7th fret of the A string and the 9th fret of the D string. So it's quite tricky to get back to that open A and then back to the double stop. So it goes around that. So the first time it goes to a G, just a single note, and then into the riff. And then the second time it goes from the G to the E power chords and back into the riff again. Now on the cover I did, I'll show you the way that I played the G and the E, but for the purposes of me doing this just now, I will run through that whole thing very slowly. So that's pretty much the main riff throughout the song. Now the way I play the G to the E power chords at the end of that, just because it's easier to get back to the double stop, I play the G at the 5th fret of the D string and the 7th fret of the G string. And for the E, I just hit the bottom E string open and the 7th fret of the A, the octave, instead of. I mean, it does sound a bit different, but this song really motors along, so I don't think you would notice that much. And if you're in a band rehearsal room, then I don't think anybody would notice. And if you're in the house just playing along with the album, then nobody else is going to notice anyway. So that is how I would play the G to the E. So I'll play that slowly and I'll use the method there that I just showed. I think it sounds okay like that. Up to speed, it would go like this. So it does that once without vocals, and then the second time there's vocals, and then on the third time when it's playing the double stop, it hits it every beat. And then into the last one. So play the verse sort of medium paced. And then it goes into a bridge. Now the underlying chord is an F, which is the 3rd fret of the D string and the 5th fret of the G string. But what I do is, just to make it sound fuller, I also add the 3rd fret of the A string. So it's like that. And then move that whole thing up 2 to play a G chord. And we stop on that. Now the first time it only plays that once. So this is it coming out of the end of the verse. And then we're into the chorus. So the chorus starts the same as the verse, basically. Catches that double stop, 5th fret of the D and G, but we hang on to it longer and give it a bigger tug. A bit of vibrato, basically. Now the bass is hammering away underneath on the A, so we leave that like an extra couple of beats before we go into the A. and then we do the F to the G again. Double stop. And then we're back in to a verse again. Now it's like half a verse that time, and then we go straight into the F to G, which we do twice this time around. Out of the night, into the chorus. And then we're into an instrumental bridge, which modulates up to E, and it's all palm muting on the bottom E string. To the E power chord, to a D power chord. And then we're into the guitar solo, which is basically over a chorus really. There's another verse and another chorus, and at the very end of the tune, the last part of the chorus modulates from A up to B. So we play a B chord, B power chord, 2nd fret of the A string, 4th fret of the D string, to a G, to an A, and then it sounds like there's this one, which is 5, 4, open, 2 of the A string. So slowly. And a G. And it sounds to me like there's 2 hits on an A, and then this to finish. And that's it. That is the rhythm guitar parts, how I hear them anyway. You know, like I say, all of my lessons and covers are very much how I think they go. I'm not in any way, shape or form saying this is the definitive version of this song, but this is how I would play Out of the Night by Great White, from the album Great White, released back in 1984. As ever folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. Cheers for now.